Hello Internet! My name is Alex and welcome to Polygamey, where we're still trying to save up enough money for Alistair's dress.
But it has to be a pretty dress.
Today I'd like to talk to you about something that's at the very heart of this channel, and that is polyamory in video games. Polyamory isn't something that often gets addressed in video games, and when it does, it doesn't necessarily get addressed well.
What do you mean?
It seems like whenever you ask for polyamory in video games, you end up with a game similar to Dual Savior Destiny, which is a game where a guy wants to have 100 girlfriends at one time. While that may be fun for like a joke about your life's ambitions, it's not appropriate as an actual subject for a game. Then you have games like Dragon Quest VIII, where the owner of the monster arena is clearly in a relationship with 4 different bunny girls, essentially taking the place of Hugh Hefner. And then you get games like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where the character Angel Starr refers to herself as having multiple boyfriends, even going so far as to tell the judge that, hey, there's a slot open for you too.
Hold it!
Now, each of these games might have their own unique attraction as far as gameplay mechanics or story goes, but particularly when focusing on the polyamorous characters and the representation of the polyamorous community, it kind of just leaves it fetishized. Now, there are a handful of games that don't actually fetishize polyamory and do approach the idea, such as the action-adventure RPG known as Jade Empire. In Jade Empire, your character can end up in a relationship with 2 separate characters, both Dawnstar and Silk Fox, by telling them that you cannot choose between them. When the game finally resolves, your character ends up with only Silk Fox, having Dawnstar leaving to go her own way. This is far from an ideal relationship, and really far from an ideal representation of the polyamorous community, as it makes us look indecisive or just greedy. Sadly, this doesn't just occur in Jade Empire, you'll actually see it in more popular RPGs, such as Dragon Age, where no matter who you're trying to get in a relationship, in the end all of the characters just want a standard monogamous relationship.
I can't say that I'm surprised. I guess I'd hoped it might be different, that you would... that we were... Well, no point in discussing that now, is there?
And then we get to the epitome of awkwardness in Mass Effect. I don't even know if I can properly do the scene justice. So here, let's just take a look real quick.
Why do I have to make a choice? Maybe the 3 of us could,
Just a quick tip, if you're planning to approach the idea of polyamory, and you make any faces similar to what Shepard made in that video, you might want to reconsider your approach. That's not to say that either of these games are bad. Heck, I'm not even saying any of the games previously mentioned today are bad games. It's just that their representation of polyamory is lackluster. Now, I understand that polyamory is not a main theme in any of these games, save for Dual Savior Destiny, but if it's going to be approached in the game, it needs to be a bit more fleshed out. I would particularly like to spend a moment with the scene in Mass Effect where Liara and Ashley both approach Shepard at the same time. For those who aren't familiar, it's possible to gain individual reputation with each of your followers in Mass Effect, and when your reputation reaches a certain level, you can enter a relationship with a character. This is the situation that comes up when you try to be in a romantic relationship with both Ashley and Liara.
Miss Williams, Commander, we need to talk. If we do not resolve this situation now, I am afraid things might become awkward.
As you can see, Liara is just trying to approach Shepard with Ashley there to make sure that all of the tension between them gets resolved.
Oh, awkward, huh?
I hope we can keep this civilized. I do not want things to become unpleasant.
Because it's been so pleasant between us lately. Look, somebody in this room needs to make a choice. It ain't me, and it ain't you.
This may just be my bias against the character, but this seems to be Ashley's standard confrontational style, where she just attempts to strong-arm any situation without actually making a decision herself.
Maybe we should try to work this out.
I think we must. I may not know much about human relationships, but I understand the concept of jealousy.
Jealous? Of you? You're not even our species.
And here, Liara touches on the very core of the problem, and of course, Ashley lashes out in her normal fashion.
Perhaps that is why you feel threatened. I am a rival unlike any you have faced before. Hostility is a common reaction to the unfamiliar.
Doctor, you keep smartassing me, I'll show you what my hostile reaction is like.
Another bit of dating advice: if you're going into a confrontation with somebody, lashing out at them and threatening them with your quote-unquote hostile reaction is not generally seen as favorable.
I won't have my crew fighting.
I agree, Shepard, which is why you must choose, Ashley or me.
We're not married, Shepard. You want to get involved with some alien? Go ahead. It's none of my business.
Way to show your racism there, Ashley.
You're special to me, Ash.
Yeah? Kinda hard to feel special while you're always chatting with your little blue friend on the side. Or is that my role?
And here we go again with Ashley, drama queen.
This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I never should have told you of my feelings, Shepard. I have put you in a terrible position. I am sorry.
And now you've made Liara cry. Way to go.
You were right to tell me, Liara. I feel the same way.
I've heard enough. We're resolving this now, Shepard. Me or her.
Okay, better end this scene soon before I lose my shit and go on a tirade about this Ashley character for the next 15 minutes.
Why do I have to make a choice? Maybe the three of us could,
You know, Shepard, I thought Ashley was my least favorite character in this scene, but you're quickly taking the spot.
In your dreams, Commander.
You know what, Ashley? I didn't think I'd ever say this, but way to go.
I hope you two, or however many you end up with, will be happy together.
Oh, and you almost had my respect.
If you don't mind, I need to clean my gear.
I feel bad for her, Shepard. I hope she'll be okay.
I'll go talk with her in a while. Give her a chance to cool down.
I suppose you're right. I'm sorry you were put in this position, but I'm glad you chose me. I don't believe we should continue this discussion here in the comm room, Shepard. You know where to find me if you want to have a more private conversation.
Okay, so this scene has quite a bit wrong with it, in my opinion. Starting with the clearly built-up stress and tension between the three characters because of the romantic interests, venturing out towards the female characters having absolutely no sense of agency in this scene.
Somebody in this room needs to make a choice. It ain't me, and it ain't you.
Now, I understand that this is an empowerment fantasy game, so they want the character, the player, to feel like they're the ones in control at all time. But this one singular line is what really destroys this scene. Ashley takes all agency away from herself and away from Liara, and starts to act in bad faith. That is to say, that her choices become that determined by other people. This may be okay in a video game, where we're supposed to feel powerful and in control, but I've seen this happen too frequently in real life, where a person's entire relationship is not designed by themselves, but instead by their partner. But that's all I really have time for today. Now, next week I'm going to be getting into some video games that do polyamory maybe a little bit better. I'm going to be taking a look at Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm going to be taking a look at Overlord 2. I'm going to be taking a short look at Neverwinter Nights, Hordes of the Underdark, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Fallout 4. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today's look at polyamory in video games. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button down below. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, this is Alex with Polygamey. Love you, and goodbye.